Ready?
Yes.
Action. All right, guys. So tonight we are going to go over some of the major parts that we have in the brain. I'm not going to go over all of them because we did not have them yet in the lecture. Without knowing the definition of the lecture, it would be just memorizing the name. So I prefer to continue with the parts that we didn't talk about it in the next session when we have the dissection as well. So you guys know that your brain consists of some major parts. What are these major parts?
Cerebellum.
So this is the cerebrum, the most important part, which is the center for the intelligence, your learning, skills, anything, everything else. And what else?
Diencephalon.
Diencephalon. Here is the diencephalon. So guys, the general region here is diencephalon. In the test, if I put the pointer somewhere here and ask you about the area is the diencephalon. But you guys know that inside the diencephalon, you have some other structures. The next part of the brain is what?
Brainstem.
This is the brainstem, and this is the cerebellum. So these are actually the four major parts of the brain: cerebrum, diencephalon, brainstem, and cerebellum. So we start with cerebrum, the largest and the most important part of your brain. This is the cerebrum. So in the cerebrum, guys, you have to know where is the central sulcus. So this is the place that you have central sulcus. The clue is that in some of the models, there is the letter G here. But remember that in some of the models, you do not have the letter G. So don't trust on the letter G. But it's the clue which tells you where is it located, the central sulcus. You guys know that. What are the sulci? What is the sulcus in general? Sulcus is like a shallow groove, and fissure
So deep.
is a deep one. So this is one of the sulci that we have here. This is the central sulcus. Central sulcus separates what? Which lobe from which lobe?
Frontal.
From the parietal lobe. So this is your central sulcus. The other sulcus that you need to know is called lateral sulcus. Lateral sulcus, this side is more obvious. Is the sulcus here and here, right? It has two branches here. This is the lateral sulcus. As you can see here, the lateral sulcus separates temporal lobe from the frontal lobe. So this is this sulcus that you have here, lateral sulcus. Then you have some lobes, right? How many lobes do you have? 5. Okay. The first one here is this lobe here. This lobe here is called frontal lobe. This lobe here is called parietal lobe. This is occipital lobe. These are temporal lobes. Where is the fifth one? What's that? It's hidden by the lateral sulcus. So on the surface of the brain, you cannot see it. All right. Let's see. The other thing is the major fissure that you have here. This fissure is called longitudinal fissure. Longitudinal fissure divides the brain into right and left
hemispheres.
So this is the longitudinal fissure. So if I put the pointer somewhere here and ask you about the fissure, the name of the fissure or name of the groove, you will tell me that this is the longitudinal fissure. And these are the right and left hemispheres. So you guys know that on the surface of the cerebrum, you have some folds. What's the name? Gyri or gyri. Gyri is the plural form, right? So each of them is called gyrus. And you guys know that the two parts of the brain, the two parts of the cerebrum, right and left hemispheres, are connected together by a band of the white matter here, which is called corpus callosum. So this is corpus callosum. Here it says number 1, and then this is your corpus callosum. All right. The white one, number 1. And also you know that inside the brain we have some cavities. These cavities in general are called ventricles. So the two major ventricles that you have in each hemispheres are called lateral ventricles. Here is your lateral ventricle here. This is the lateral ventricle. Also in dissection you will see it. And the third ventricle, guys. The third ventricle is located in the diencephalon around the thalamus. This is the thalamus. The round big C that you have here is thalamus. Around the thalamus here, you have the third ventricle all the way. And where is the fourth ventricle? Here. Fourth ventricle is located between the cerebellum and pons. You will see that this is the pons. Between the pons and cerebellum here, you have the cavity. This cavity is called
Fourth ventricle.
fourth ventricle. So you guys know that the third ventricle is connected to the fourth ventricle through the duct that you have here. What's the name of this duct? Cerebral aqueduct. Very good. And also inside the lateral ventricle and the other ventricle also, you have the network of the capillaries. What's the name of it? Choroid plexus. So what you have here, guys, in blue and red, you can say, is choroid plexus. What's the function of it?
Produces a CSF.
It produces CSF. Thank you so much. You are so right. This is your choroid plexus. A part of it is here. Okay, just let's go over the diencephalon and that's all. So the whole area that you have here is diencephalon. As you can see here, diencephalon connects the cerebrum into the brainstem. The area is diencephalon. Diencephalon mostly consists of two major parts, but actually it consists of three parts, right? The largest part, the largest structure that you have in diencephalon is this oval-shaped structure that we have here, and it's called thalamus. The two parts of the thalamus are connected together by the yellowish dots that you have here, and it's called intermediate mass. So intermediate mass is a kind of mass, is a kind of tissue which connects the two parts of the hemispheres together. It means that each part of the thalamus is one hemisphere. When they connect together, in between you have the mass which is called intermediate mass.
It's a flourish.
Hypothalamus, guys, is here. This region which says G on it, the area here, the letter G on it is hypothalamus. You will see the function and the importance of it. And finally, at the lateral part of the diencephalon, this pinkish thing that you have here is pineal gland. In 205, you will see that pineal gland is one of the endocrine glands that you have in the body. And here you can see that it's located in your brain. It's the small gland, endocrine gland, which is located inside the diencephalon. Right? So you can say that your diencephalon consists of three major parts. What is the largest one here? Thalamus. What is this area here? And the pinkish thing?
Intermediate mass.
So the intermediate mass is the yellowish thing that we have in between. It connects two parts together. But the encephalon consists of thalamus, hypothalamus, and pineal gland. The other name for pineal gland in some of the textbooks is epithalamus. So guys, if you heard about the epithalamus, know that that's the same thing as the pineal gland. And finally, connected to the hypothalamus, you have this structure which is called pituitary gland. It's here. On some of the models it's absent, but you have it here. This is pituitary gland. In 205, in endocrine system, you will see that the pituitary gland is the very important endocrine gland that you have in the body. And as you can see here, it's connected to the hypothalamus through the stalk here, which is called infundibulum. Infundibulum is the name of this stalk. It connects pituitary gland or hypophysis to the hypothalamus. Make sense? So again, these are the major parts that we already talked about them. This is your cerebrum. The whole thing is the cerebrum. In cerebrum, you have the sulcus here. There's a sulcus here, which is called central sulcus. Is located here. This is your central sulcus. Here you have the lateral sulcus. This is your lateral sulcus. Then you have the lobes. This is the frontal lobe. This is the parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. Insula cannot be seen on the surface of the brain. Here you have longitudinal fissure. These two are right and left hemispheres. They are connected by the bundle of the white matter here, which is called
Corpus callosum.
corpus callosum. Also, you guys know that this is the diencephalon. In diencephalon, you have the thalamus. The two parts of thalamus are connected together by the intermediate mass. Then here you have the hypothalamus, and here you have the pineal gland or epithalamus. This is the choroid plexus, which is located in the diencephalon. And this ventricle here is which ventricle? Lateral ventricle. This ventricle around the thalamus is third ventricle. This is the fourth ventricle. Between the third ventricle and fourth ventricle here, you have the duct. What's the name of it? cerebral aqueduct. And also remember that the pituitary gland is hanging here. This is the pituitary gland, is connected to the hypothalamus through the stachia, which is called infantibular. Any problem? All right, just go over the models and make sure that you can find these parts. We'll continue when we have the sheep brain dissection next session. We'll go over the rest of it.
That's it?